You may have noticed the camera and microphone. With your permission, we're going to record what happens on the screen and our conversation. The recording will only be used to help us figure out how to improve the site, and it won't be seen by anyone else except the people working on this project. And it helps me because I don't have to take as many notes. If you would, I'm going to ask you to sign a simple permission from us. It just says that we have your permission to record you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Awesome. So my name is Raul, and I'm going to be walking you through this session today. Before we begin, I have some information for you, and I'm going to read it to make sure that I cover everything. You probably already have a good idea of why we ask you here, but let me go over it again briefly. We're asking people to try using a mobile application that we're working on so we can see whether it works as intended. The first thing I want to make clear right away is that we're testing the site, not you. You can't do anything wrong here. In fact, this is probably the one place today where you don't have to worry about making mistakes. As you use the application, I'm going to ask you as much as possible to try to think out loud, to say what you're looking at, what you're trying to do, and what you're thinking. This will be a big help to us. Also, please don't worry that you're going to hurt our feelings. We're doing this to improve the site, so we need to hear your honest reactions. If you have any questions as we go along, just ask them. I may not be able to answer them right away, since we're interested in how people do when they don't have someone sitting next to them to help. But if you still have any questions when we're done, I'll try to answer them. And if you need to take a break at any point, just let me know. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Now, roughly, how many hours a week altogether, just as a ballpark estimate, will you say you spend using your phone, including web browsing and email at work or at home?
I think including all three of those, probably about 10 hours on average per week.
What type of phone apps do you usually get on your smartphone? Games, media, players, health, health apps?
I I have like utility apps, and I do like playing games on my phone.
Awesome. So how do you keep track of information such as important dates, notes, or reminders? For example, a journal or calendar.
I try to just write it down in my notebook. I have one where I keep important dates and numbers of people.
Okay, great. We're done with these questions, and we can start looking at things. Um, First, I'm going to ask you to look at this page and tell me what you make of it, what strikes you about it, whose side you think it is, what you can do here, and what it's for. Just look around and do a little narrative. Don't click on anything yet.
Okay, so first of all, I like the colors. It's very soft on the eyes. There's there's a really big calendar here, and so I think that I'm gonna have to put a date in down the line. And there's a pretty big button that says log my symptom. I'm assuming that's gonna be what I'm gonna be doing for the this trial. I don't know whose app this is. It just says health track on it. There's no like logo of the company. And on the top left it says find doctors and my doctors. But I don't know if I could click on that, if it's clickable. And it looks like there's like a menu button. And yeah, under the calendar there's this little box. Um, I think it looks that's where my notes are gonna be held. Uh, yeah, The calendar's pretty big. It takes up a huge space. I think that's it.
Awesome, thank you. Now, I'm going to ask you to try some of the specific tasks. I'm going to read each one out loud and give you a printed copy. And again, as much as possible, it will help us if you can try to think out loud as you go along. You have been having these spells that you assume in a case of vertigo. You found this tracker application in the App Store and want to start writing down the symptoms as they come. On April 30th, you have one of these vertigo episodes. Navigate through the app to log a title for your vertigo symptom. Your symptoms, headaches, dizziness, and nausea, as well as any notes that you would like to add. After saving your symptom log, you realize you forgot to log your medication. Go back into the log and log the medication you are taking.
Okay. So the paper says April 30th. There's already a green circle there, so I'm assuming I'm gonna click it anyways, just in case. So I'm gonna go to this button, log symptom. Give your symptom a title. Okay. Right here, I'm gonna put vertigo, so I'm gonna click it to insert the title. Oh, did it? Okay. So yeah, it's vertigo with no meds, and the symptoms are, where would I put that? Okay, scroll down. Okay, there's dizzy, headache, dizzy, nausea. Okay, so I'm gonna just do it in the order they come up. I like the check animation. It's pretty neat. Uh, I don't know what I would really add in the note section, so I'm just gonna put some random information. Like, I didn't feel so good. Oh, okay. And I think this is all I have to do. Okay, I'm gonna save it. And on the paper it says I need to edit. Alright, so this is blue. On a lot of websites it's like blue, you could click it. So I think it's this one. Okay. Alright, so do I just go back and change? What do I change? Oh, and limit. So I'm gonna click on the medication. Oh, I can't click it. Oh, okay. It looks like there's an edit button. Okay. So I click that, and now I gotta change my medication. Okay. And what do I do? Oh, okay. I just didn't scroll. Uh, I think I'm just confused. Sometimes I don't know if I can scroll or not. Now I'm just gonna save. Oh, okay. And now we're back here. Yeah, that's cool.
History. Use the application to find a doctor near you who accepts medical insurance and save that doctor to your list. Now that you have saved the doctor, view your doctor list and make sure that the doctors in your list only accept medical insurance. Delete the doctors that don't accept medical insurance. Make sure that only the doctors that accept medical insurance are in your list.
Okay, from this screen, I think I'd check the bars. Oh wait, actually, to the left there's actually, it says find a doctor, but I don't know if that's a button. It looks just like random text. I'm gonna try it anyway. Okay, so I think this is the right place. Enter your zip. Okay, so I'm gonna enter my information and search. Okay, so it says click here to view more. I'm assuming these are doctors. Okay, Dr. P, right off the bat, it looks like I could click on this phone number, which is helpful if I want to call them. They do accept medical insurance, so I need to call them. Okay, and appointment only. Okay, that's some helpful information. I'm gonna save this one. Okay, and now I'm clicking. Oh, how do I get back? Okay, top right. It says back. I wish it was. It'd be great if I could just click anywhere, and then it would just take me back there, because there's not much else to do here. Back. Oh, at least the back is in the same spot. So, one more time. Now I'm gonna add the other one. Okay, this person doesn't accept medical insurance, but I'm gonna still add them to my list. Okay, go back. Back. Oh, now it says home. Okay, go home. And find my list. My list. I see my doctors, maybe that one's it. I'm gonna just click on it to try. Okay, yeah, these are my doctors. So now I gotta delete one. This one has insurance, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, this is the one I need to delete. Yes. On this page, I really like how big the buttons are. Okay, I think I completed it. There's only one on my list. But it's right here, it still says save doctors, and not the list as you're talking about. So that was confusing in the beginning of it.
Awesome, thank you. That was very helpful. If you haven't already noticed, there are two people also here for the usability test. This is April and Oscar, and they are playing the role as observers for today. They have been noticing your actions and have some questions they would like to ask you.
Okay, John, I do have a few questions for you. If you could change one thing in the application, what would it be?
I think the first thing that comes to my head is the find a doctor. It wasn't that obvious that I could click on it, but because there's this one big button on the bottom, log a symptom. That one looked obvious. And this blue underline one, it seems like I could click that. So there's just parts when I was using it where I was doubting whether or not I could access what it said, or if it was just random, like, words.
Okay, so to make it more observant, as to make it more clickable, how would you do so?
I think just try to have everything have the blue box around it, and because it looks like that's what it was going for. Same with the back button. I wasn't sure. So
Okay, and then on the same topic on the doctors, does the information displayed seem ambiguous? Meaning, does any information confuse you or trick you to think anything else?
um, nothing really tricks me. I like that the phone number again is blue. I wish it was like the times of the doctor, so I could know when to call. Some doctors have dumb times, and I also wish it says I could call them for medical insurance, but I wish it would just say like we do accept Medi-Cal, we do accept Anthem, or like no Kaiser, something like that. It would save me one step of having to call them. But besides that, the information is pretty good.
Okay, and then Oscar here does have a few questions for you as well.
So, hi, John. We have fields to titles, medication, symptom checklists, and a note section on the log symptom feature. Is there anything you would add to the page to help you document your illness more effectively? Let me just take you to that place right now so you can see it right in front of you.
Okay.
So, here's everything. Is there anything that you would like to add right here?
No, everything looks pretty okay. Um, I know, like, what happens if I have a symptom that's not there. I wish it was more clear that I could add like another symptom. I think earlier I saw it in the notes, but I still had to like read through it a couple times to see what's going on. I think also I would like some sort of scale meter, kind of like I have one side be green and have the other side be red to see. Oh, today I was feeling really bad on my vertigo, so it was a red day. Or say it wasn't the dizzy wasn't that bad, so it was only green. That way I would only have to look at that one portion instead of having to read the whole log.
Okay, that seems pretty cool. So add another log symptom, as in the form of like a scale bar, like happy faces or like 1 out of 10. Well, what do you think would be the best way?
Oh, you know what? I think 1 out of 10, the numbers would be easier to read than the green and the red.
Okay, great. So I do have one more question. Are there any features you would like to add besides finding a doctor and the logging system?
Um, and I'm gonna click around for a little bit to see what I could do. Oh, you know what? It'd be actually kind of cool if there was like a dictionary or like a little search bar where I could type in my illnesses, or like if I had a cough, I just type in cough, and then it would be like, oh, you might have bronchitis, like just so it kind of puts me in the general direction of how I should log my symptom.
Okay, so like a some sort of search bar for your illnesses, symptoms. It gives you like a so instead of having to go to Google, type it in, you just come to our app.
Yeah, yeah, I could do it like Google, but it'd just be better if I had it right in front of me here.
Okay, thank you so much. Those are all the questions I have. It's really helpful.
John, I do have one more question. Overall for the whole application, 1 through 10, how would you rate it? 10 being the best, 1 being it needs major work.
In my old age, I really think like this app will be helpful because I've been having some health issues and having it all in one place. Because sometimes I don't have my notepad that I was talking about, but I do have my phone all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. With the search bar, I would even give it a 10.
Awesome. We have reached the end. Do you have any questions for us, John?
No, this was very fun and great. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.